Day Friday. That means the weekend's almost here.
Yeah.
And the Humane Society of West Michigan back for another edition of Friday's Friend. We've got Winnie here with Fisher. Very sweet boy who has got a lot of love and a lot of energy and a lot of kisses to give, right?
Yes, he loves to give hugs and kisses. He's like a hopper, so he'll kind of hop up on you and try to give you a hug. And then he also loves to give all of these kisses. He's been giving me kisses since we left. Right, buddy?
He kind of has like, you mentioned he resembles like a fox coat. He has that coloring, right?
Yes.
Like, almost like a fox coat. How old?
He is 8 months old, so he's very much still has that puppy energy. He's kind of in his like teenage, kind of like gangly years. He's kind of figuring out, you know, what his limbs are doing and all of those different things.
Yeah.
So I wonder, is he going to get much bigger, do you think?
You know, he
bit?
might continue to grow. Typically, we say like year and a half is kind of when they reach their full body size. So he's definitely going to be a little bit of a bigger guy, but he's very sweet and he's very eager to learn and please. We don't have a ton of history on him, so he has not really interacted with kids, cats, or other dogs, but we can help you through that process. We do recommend older, respectful kids, just as we saw with the kisses and I mentioned the hugs. He does have a lot of energy. And that might just be a little bit much for little kids, but he's a really sweet guy. He's really hamming it up right now.
Seriously, he's in heaven right now.
Right?
He's like, don't ever stop what you're doing. Hey, listen, we have to talk about what a cold snap we are going through.
Yes.
We thought we were going to maybe pass over winter. Didn't pass over. Now
No.
it's hitting hard. And cold weather and pets, those safety tips are pretty important right now.
Yes, so we have a lot of safety tips we've been sharing out, and especially today and this weekend with the negative wind chills we're seeing and exploding trees, as I've heard
I just read about exploding trees. I'm like, what is this?
We just learned what that is, but it's just so important to keep your pet safe. So especially when it is this cold out, keep outside breaks to a minimum. Of course, you can still let them out to go potty, but the rule of thumb is if you're cold, they're probably cold as well. So keep those outside breaks to a minimum. If you do take them for a walk, keep it a short walk. One thing that we see a lot of in the winter is dogs getting into salt and antifreeze. It's something where, you know, it's always best practice to keep that kind of stuff put away, but in the winter, everyone kind of gets a little laissez-faire. Maybe they put that bucket of salt out by their door, but it can be so accessible to animals and it can be really bad for their gastrointestinal systems. It can be poison to them, and you definitely don't want to have to venture out to the emergency vet right now, though we do have many great ones if you do need that. And then also, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but making sure that your microchip is up to date, that your pet is microchipped, and that your collar is secure. This is the #1 time of year that animals go missing. And it's because they can lose their scent in winter storms. It's harder for them to navigate, but it's also harder for us to see. So definitely make sure, you know, if you have a fenced-in backyard, make sure everything looks good there. Make sure your dog's leash is secure, and then make sure your microchip is up to date with your information. And if your animal is not microchipped, make sure you can get that at any vet, or we do walk-ins for those at the Humane Society.
Wow, I did not know that this is the time when they get lost the most. That's craziness. Now, one good thing that's coming out of this weather, you guys are doing a snow day adoption special.
Yes, this was something we came up with this week because we did have to close early a few days and close for the weather just to keep everybody safe, but he's really hamming it up.
It's like a character, right?
But we really want to incentivize sending these animals home. So this Saturday, tomorrow, we're doing a snow day adoption special. And thanks to our friends at Purina, we are offering $5 off for every inch of snow we got this week.
Oh, okay.
This week, so starting when?
Starting on Monday.
Okay.
And
it's a good discount.
Yes, so, and if you don't know how many, this is a great chance to check the Fox 17 weather and see how many inches of snow we got this week.
Is that how you're gauging it?
That is how we're gauging off of your guys' weather, so it's still coming down. It does exclude animals under 6 months, so puppies and kittens are not included in there, but we're gonna have some
this guy is?
Yes, he is included. We'll have some live updates on how many inches we're seeing, but we thought it would be a fun way to, the snow is a little bit of a drag, but now it's like, okay, another inch, $5 off. What's the discount gonna be? So we're excited, very thankful to our friends at Purina for helping us with that special, and hopefully it incentivizes some people to come out on Saturday and take advantage of this discount and maybe take this guy home. He's ready.
Oh my goodness.
He's ready for some love.
He is. He's like, are you done petting me? No, you're not.
I know. Fisher's like, there's more fun, more things to see.
Good boy.
Awesome,
Thank you,
Winnie. Well,
Winnie.
thank you so much for being here. And yeah, thanks for all of the reminders. Of course, you can always go to hswestmi.org. And while you're home staying warm, go browse and find the kitties and the puppies that are available for adoption. Learn more about all of the fun things happening there. You can also follow them on socials at HSWMI.